Good morning. Myself Dr. Pintu Kumar, Assistant Professor, PG Department of Geography, Magad University, Bodh Gaya. Dear students, today I am going to deliver a special lectures on heat balance or heat budget. This is a very important lectures as we know that there are a lot of theme and chapter related to this heat balance. As we have already given you a lecture on the oceanic currents, wind circulations and change of the climate change, global warming, many of the phenomena that is happening around us today that is directly or indirectly related to heat balance. Heat balance is one of the important topic which gives us a lot of information regarding to changing of the present weather and atmospheric phenomena also. So heat balance is one of. As we know that today the sun is the ultimate source of the energy. It provides a lot of opportunities. It is a lot of opportunities for the growing of vegetations to sustain this all the creature and human life on this earth. Because of the sun and its distance from the earth, it is a distance from the earth, it is very favorable conditions for the survival of any creatures, animals, birds, vegetations, any living organism on this earth surface. So as we dare, so that this topic is very important to talk about the total heat budget on the earth surface. It has already studied that the earth is a very coldest place in the Siberia, that we call it Barkhoyanus, and very hottest place in the Sahara. In spite of all these differences between the highest and lowest, the average temperature of the earth is around 15 degrees centigrade. So this is the balance of the heat and very equal environment and conducive environment for the survival of any creature, any living organism on the earth surface. As a passage of time, we have found that this disturbances and this climate temperature is being increased from up to 1 degree centigrade in these average temperatures. As for the data that is already recorded by IPCC, many of the international agencies, they are just doing a work on they are just trying to explain all the terms, through their written and all the text experimental work. They are just saying that today's the global warming is one of the important phenomena because of the accelerating and rising of the temperature surrounding to this environment. As we know that 33% is very important for the vegetation cover on the earth's surface to maintain the whole climate and weather conditions. But in spite of all this, due to the anthropogenetic activities, many of the activities, climate change, global warming, we are just have been disturbed to those ecosystems and ecological balance, and we have disbalanced to ecological conditions. So this topic is always talk about the difference perspective of the equal distributions and distribution of sun rays, which provide a lot of opportunities for growing of any vegetations and any. As we know that sun is the ultimate energy, we just find that the sun has a 6000 degree centigrade temperature at their core, but we receive only 12th or second Arabua. It is part, we receive the part of only 2 Arabua part on this earth surface. During the sun rays is traveling in the atmosphere, when it's come on the surface, it's travel a lot of different types of layer of atmospheres, water vapors, many of the greenhouse gases like carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, nitrogens, sulfur dioxide, chlorofluorocarbons, that is all these types of particles, molecules that is also accelerating and just traveling concentrated in the atmosphere. This change which affect the sun rays during the receive on the earth surface. So this sun rays is being divided into the two parts. First, the long wave and short wave radiations and long wave radiation. While in coming the solar radiation, we call it insolations. So this way I am going to explain through this diagram. I have subdivided this diagram into the three parts. First, that we call it a space, second atmosphere, and third earth. That is the Antariksha, Vayumandal and Prithvi. Sun is the ultimate source of energy, and 100 we find out 100 unit, that is the rays is coming from the sun. The upper layer, when it's come into the, just is cross the space, come into the atmosphere, it has a lot of reflection and a scattering of the sun rays in the different layer of atmosphere. During coming the sun rays, first it is being observed 4 unit at the stratosphere, and thereafter 17 unit it is being observed at the troposphere. Troposphere is one of the very important layer of the atmosphere, which is up to the 8 to 15 kilometer at the height from the surface. This layer is very sensitive because of the changing weather conditions, atmospheric phenomena, weather conditions, rainfall, precipitation. A lot of molecules is being concentrated, particularly the greenhouse gases, that is one of the responsible and factors for the increasing of global warming and climate change. So that's why this layer is very important to concentrate the solar radiations, solar rays in this atmospheric layer. So 4 unit and 17 unit, and third unit being observed by clouds. If we just count this 17, 13, 20 and for 24 unit, that is being observed during this way. After that, the 33 unit from the atmosphere, 23 unit is being directly reflected from the clouds, from the upper portions, and 4 unit is being scattered at the atmosphere, and again 4 unit it is being reflected from the surface. This is, if we just count it, 23 unit, 4 unit, 4 unit, that is 31 unit, it is being reflected directly to the atmosphere, space from where? From atmosphere. That we call it albedo effect. Albedo effect, when the sun rays is coming and it is being reflected from atmosphere directly from the clouds, scattering and reflecting reflections from the earth surface, that we call it albedo. 31 unit is being reflected from the albedo effect, and if we just count it, 24 unit and 31 unit, that is the 55 unit, means directly, then the 45 unit, the rest 55 minus 100, 45 unit is being received by the surface, by the earth. 24 unit directly and 21 unit from the atmosphere. Okay, 45 unit is being received here, that we call it short wave receiving. Now I just come on the long wave. Long wave, that we call it terrestrial radiation also. Long wave is radiation. It is very important to study this. It is mainly, particularly, this whole heat budget is primarily concerned with the vibicules. There are 3 types of sun rays, that is ultraviolet rays, that is, this is the very high 0.4 radiations. Second is visible rays, that we call it vibecule, C1 rays, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. So this is, we call it vibecule, and this is also called a visible range. This range, the wavelength of what we receive the sun energy, it will be called a electromagnetic wave. So electromagnetic wave of this rays between 0.4 to 0.7 micron. Wave is being recorded in the micron. On this portion is being observed here 46%, 7% ultraviolet rays, because ultraviolet rays is being reflected from the uppermost layer, that we call it ozone layer. But in the passage of time, because of the recent development, a lot of explosions and atomic experimental lab, we have destroyed the ozone layer at the atmosphere. This ozone layer protects us from the ultraviolet rays. That is one of the very high wave of that ultra rays which affect our very soft skins and promote a lot of diseases, increases a lot of diseases like cancers and eye diseases, all that. So we have already destroyed this ozone layer, and directly we are receiving this ultraviolet rays and increasing a lot of temperature also. So this is the one, and infrared, that is amount of 47%. So this is the way what we are just trying to understand this whole radiations, this whole wavelength through which. Now second part, we are just going to talk, after the short wave I am going to talk about the long wave. Long wave, it is one of the also unit. It is again 46 unit. Just you talk here, this is the, already I have explained all these laws. 100 unit, 69 unit receive 100 unit heat, and 69 and 31 unit in the directly space. Now we are just talking the heat budget of the atmosphere. We receive short wave in the form of 24 units, that is here. Long wave 107, that is here, that we receive directly from here. That is here. 24 unit, not this one is 17, 3 and 4, that is 24 unit, 107 unit long wave, and conductions, that is 6 unit, and 23rd convections 23 unit. This we receive at 160 unit from the different atmospheric phenomena, and this is the part I am just going to talk about, the atmospheric heat budget, for the atmospheric budget of the layers. So that we receive here 160 unit. What we lost here? 63 unit. That is the 63 unit. This is 63 unit directly to the space, and 97 unit from the surface. This is the 97 and 63. Totally we lost here 160 unit. All these terms we are finding that what we are receiving at the space level 100 unit, we are just losing 100 unit. At the atmosphere we just receive 160 unit. We lost 160 unit through the different process, through the different mediums. And now at the surface we receive short wave 45 unit, total short wave. Long wave 97 unit, this is long wave receive 97 unit. Total receive 142 unit at the surface. We lost long wave radiations 130 units, long wave radiation 130 units, conduction 23 unit, and a conductions 23 unit, conduction 6 unit, this one 23 unit, convection 23 unit, 142 unit is still may loss. This is the whole valence, whole budget through which we always try to maintain, the earth always try to maintain their heat on the surface. So it is because of this nature, every creature is being sustained here. We are growing, we are just taking advantage of this conducive and healthy environment. But as a passage of time, we have changed this atmospheric phenomena because of the anthropogenetic reasons, because of the many automobiles, vehicles. We are just promoting a lot of we are just promoting, we have been always participated in the deforestations. Many trees are being cut here. We are promoting a lot of automobiles and vehicles. So this way we are just always in process the accelerating the increasing of those greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. So that's why what the sun rays we are receiving here, it is being scattered because of the large concentration of the greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, nitrous oxide, sulfur oxide. Dear students, so we are here. Presently we are just talking about the climate change, global warming. So we must have to know that the disbalance of these earth particles, this atmospheric particles, particularly this atmospheric particle that is being concentrated of the nitrogen, sulfurs, है ना, this particles is being just, it is not promoting या maintaining the balance what the sun we are receiving, what the sun rays being received at the surface, and just it is not being reflected in the same way, because it is being a scattering of being observed by those rapid increasing of the carbon dioxide. Now we have already talked about for the maintenance of all this balance, it is a very equal, carbon dioxide level should be very low, but it is always increasing. We have found that it has crossed to the 400 ppm, so that's why we are just talking. Now thanks, and complete this lecture.